Hello and welcome back to Turtle Muffin TCG. With Night Wanderer, which is the new Pokemon Japanese set that comes out tomorrow, June 7th, I wanted to go through the secret rares and see what kind of cards are in it, how the art rares and secret art rares look, and really what could be the chase cards and what are just my favorites out of everything that's there. So let's dive right into it and look at all the cards. So we're starting off with Tapu Bulu here. And on the bottom left, you can see it says 65 out of 64, and there are 94 cards in this set. So 30 secret rares that we'll be going through today, starting with this card here, Tapu Bulu. And we can see the Tapu Bulus in some sort of jungle with a creek on the bottom with lily pads. There's a lot of different plant life going around with everything, and there's a brick formation that's in the middle, just kind of hanging out. So nothing too crazy, no really other hidden Pokemon in this one. So it's just Tapu Bulu hanging out by itself. And the second card we have here is Houndoom. And Houndoom seems like it's running in a pack with other Houndoom. And this card is more focused in on the Houndoom in front instead of the wildlife around it. But there are some trees in the background, but it looks like maybe they're chasing down some prey. They're running pretty fast, and there's this like red smoke coming out of its eyes if it sees something it wants to attack. So cool card for sure. Moving on to the third one, we have Horsey, who's just kind of relaxing in the ocean, bottom of the coral. There's a lot more of a relaxing card, a relaxing vibe in this card compared to the Houndoom, who seemed like it was going to attack something. But this one's just kind of hanging out. Some nice colors kind of make you feel a little more mellow. But really like this card. The fourth card we have here is the Duskull. And the Duskull is kind of a different art style than the other few. And it's kind of just looking at something, maybe me, maybe whoever's looking at the card from the side of the road on the sidewalk next to a garbage can, and there's a spotlight on it from a lamppost. So kind of cool. And this one actually combines with its two evolutions. So moving on to the next one, we have Dusclops. It moves from the side of the street, and now it's behind, looking what would have been a backyard. So it's looking at the backyard from over a hedge. And we have the tree, a soccer ball, hose, all things that you would have in a regular backyard. And then when it evolves once more, it gets a lot more creepy. It goes through the backyard, and now it's at your window. So there's that. That's actually kind of a little disturbing. Dusclops, or I guess starting with Duskull, it's kind of moving from the street to your backyard, and now it's at your house, looking into your house. We can see the chair over here. So that's a little creepy, really funny card set of cards. So that's really cool that they did that. I love the different storylines that they include in these Pokemon cards. So moving on to our next one, we have Cresselia here, and there's not a lot going on. We have Cresselia in the center, but everything else is kind of out of focus. I can't really tell anything that's really going on. It's a lot of hazy. There's some sort of pillar going diagonally on the left side down. But besides that, you can't really see anything else that's happening. It is a cool card, and it's really focusing on just the Cresselia, but not really too much other stuff to talk about with this card. And then we have the Zorua, and this is a cute little card. It's kind of just falling asleep on top of a building on the corner, and it's out of focus in the background, but you can kind of tell like this is the moon in the corner, and it's like the night sky, and it's just focused in on the Zorua sleeping. So this is a really cute card for this one. Going on to the Q font, we have another really cute card, and there's a few different Q font here, all playing in the water or just drinking. But this one, and you can see a rainbow going over, and this is different than the rainbow that goes through the other cards. But this one is just playing the water, so two back-to-back really cute cards. It's really cool, and this just hanging out. And now we have Fracture, and the Fracture is kind of hanging out with some Axew in the background, but this one is really just relaxing as well, really taking it in. So a few relaxing cards compared to the beginning where we had the Houndoom really going to seemingly attack something, but this is a cool card, kind of hanging in a waterfall. The Axew are playing with something in the background, but a cool card altogether. Here we have Persian, and Persian's kind of looking out Through the window, you can kind of see all of Persian's reflection in the window, and Persian is looking out into the nightlife that's going around in the city. And it seems like this one is connected to Giovanni's charisma, where Persian is kind of cuddling up to Giovanni, and then after Persian's all done cuddling up, or maybe Giovanni is going to use his master ball or something, Persian comes over to window and starts looking out the window, and that's where this card is. So that's really cool that it could be connecting to that. And I do really like this card. Our next card here, we have Beware, and it's just the Beware. Beware is just looking straight down on top of you, and we have the sun kind of peeking through from its shoulder. I don't know what's going to happen next with this Beware, but it's kind of funny. It's kind of looking down, being like, hey, how's it going? So kind of a funny card here. And that is the last art rare that we have for this, for the Pokemon. And we are moving on to the full art cards. And our first SR is the Kingdra EX. And this is a cool card. I would really like to pull this card because Kingdra is a really cool card. But not really too much to talk about with the full art cards because there's not a lot going on. It's just Pokemon, but this is definitely, I feel like this is probably going to be my favorite out of them, but we'll move on and see what else there is. So here we have a Reveroom EX, and this is a Terra Pokemon, so we have the little sparkles here, and it's a Lightning, so we have the Terra Lightning on top. So this is the second SR, and this is a cool card. I'm not a big fan of Reveroom, but still a fun Pokemon, and would be awesome to pull, of course, any secret rare, so this one included. Here we have Hokidogi EX Full Art SR, and we have the newer DLC Pokemon in Scarlet Violet. We got the art rares in Mask of Change, and now we have the full art SRs, and we're also going to get SARs, as we'll see soon. But we have the Okidogi EX here. We have the Monkey Dory EX here. The Pheasantipity SR, and our last Pokemon full art, we have Penchant. I hope I'm saying that correctly, but here's the full art of that, and there's also an SAR and a gold of this card. So we'll see that soon. We have Colress's Experiment here. So it's our first full art trainer card, 83 out of 64, so we are getting close to the end of this, but we still have a lot of cool cards to go through. With this one being the first one. And going on to the next one, we have Janine's Secret Technique. And it looks like some sort of ninja technique, and it looks like she's on top of maybe some scaffolding or something, just kind of hanging out, maybe doing some parkour. But cool trainer cards. And we got Cassiopeia here, and looking at some computer screen. So have the Eevee backpack, cool card here. We have 06 Scheme here, kind of keeping to himself, has his little earpiece in. Again, a lot of these full art cards are just focused in on the trainers themselves, so there's not too much to go on or to talk about here other than it's just him. So we have the first SAR here. We have Okidogi EX. And the theme of all the SAR Pokemon are these chains that are attached to each of the Pokemon. So as we go through all of the SARs for these, you can kind of see them all. And the first one is Okidogi, and they're all looking out through the card. And here we have Monkey Dory. Again, we can see all the chains in the background, and the Monkey Dory is looking out, presumably hanging by its tail. And then we have Pheasantipity. Again, we have the chains in all of these, and Pheasantipity is kind of flying through them and looking back at you. And here we have Pecharunt. Hopefully I am saying that correctly, but again, we have the chains in this card, and it's looking at you, and also the chains are just coming out of it. So again, the chains are a big theme in these SAR cards, and with these Pokemon, of course. And then we have this last SAR card, which is Cassiopeia, and this time we are in the computer screen looking back out at Cassiopeia with their Eevee phone out and Sylveon in the background, and we are the screen that they're working on, which is cool. And now we have these ultra rare cards, the Gold Pecharunt EX, which is awesome. And then we have the gold earthen vessel. And our last card we have here is the power hourglass. So those are the last three cards. We have three golds, 5 SARs, 4 of them being Pokemon, and 1 being the Cassiopeia, and a bunch of full arts and art rares. So I think out of all of them, I would have to say this is my favorite SAR. Kind of the other ones are kind of just looking at you through the with the chains going around, and there's not as much going on. But this one, you're in the computer screen and you're looking at Cassiopeia working and Sylveon in the background. I think this is a really cool card, and this will be my favorite one out of all of them. And with that, I want to thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of this set and what your favorite card is. And subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you on the next one.